Hey, Alex and Joe, we're running over our weekly recap for everything we did in our program this week. All week has been about passing the half guard. And the technique we're going to review is going to encapsulate a lot of those principles that we talked about and a couple of the techniques. So we're going to have Joe pull half guard on me. And let's start by talking about what makes a good half guard and some of these principles that we're going to work against to pass this. First things first, Joe's got to have his lower leg hooked actively around the back of my hamstring. He's got this triangled up. He's got his foot planted on the mat so he can actually affect a bridge and body mechanics. And the next thing you'll notice about Joe is he's got his back off the mat. This lets him be offensive, lets him look for the back. If he's pushed back flat, he loses a lot of his offensive options from the half guard. So most people are going to want to be up on their shoulder. And lastly, he's looking to get this underhook. This underhook is what gives him control of my upper body, lets him start looking for back, lets him move me around for sweeps. So this is the position that he's looking for. For me, understanding that means I have an understanding of what he wants to do, so I have an understanding about what I want to start to do to counter this. So the first thing I have to be able to do is deal with this underhook. So we work a pummel drill from here. So he's up here, I have my weight on him, I'm going to shift my weight off, clear this with my chest. This hand's going to swim, my fingertips find the armpit, and then I use my body to straighten the arm and drive my shoulder right back up. And then I'll look for my grip on his collar. To make a drill of this, then Joe is going to bridge a little bit, shrimp, and he's going to pummel his arm underneath. He's going to find his underhook, and then we make a drill out of this to look for the underhook. Keep going. So we're getting used to looking for that position without giving up all of our position on top. So once we're here, we understand how important this pummel is. This lets us start working a lot of our half guard maneuvers. Now, as soon as I get him here, ideally I like to take my head, my chest, and use my body, not my muscles, to drive him flat. This really takes away his movement, takes away his options, and lets me start to effectively work on my passing game. Now here's the rub on this. Obviously he doesn't want me to do any of this. So one of the common things you'll see is we're pummeling to get underneath. He's going to do the same thing, and a lot of times he's going to pummel underneath. He's going to get his underhook, and he's going to lock in, and he's not going to let me have space. He's not going to let me have the movement to get this under. So I need a pass option that doesn't necessarily go to the open side of this half guard. So we're going to attack the back side of the half guard. First, this hand comes over, traps the back of the head with a straight arm. This hand comes out, I'm keeping my weight down, and I'm walking myself and my weight back towards his hips. This helps him mobilize any movement and any movement-based attacks he might have. From here, go ahead and keep locked up tight, Joe. I'm going to take my top hip, the hip closest to his head, and I'm going to set that hip out, and I'm going to put it towards the ground. Once I'm here, you'll notice my foot is in a position to heel, toe, walk until my shin is at about 90 degrees and my foot is very close to his hips. Now, I'm in a position to clear this. My back foot is here to provide base. At any point, if he starts to bridge me that way, I can disengage with my hand and post. I can use this foot to post, and I'm driving my weight over him, so it makes it very difficult for him to come into me. Once I'm here, my knee is very high. My elbow runs up the quad, catches his knee, and now I'm going to take my core and my torso turn, and I'm going to pop his quad over my knee. This lets my knee see some daylight. As soon as that happens, I continue my turn, and I drive this knee all the way to the floor. My far leg comes tight, and I establish a good mount. So now I've beat the majority of the half guard. From here, almost everyone will do exactly what Joe's doing, and they're going to trap this foot. I can spend a lot of time and energy here. To make life easier, we're going to go back to one of our primary movements, a knee slice, to escape the rest of this half guard. This is where we tie together a lot of what we did this week. We talk about attacking the back side, now we're going to attack the front side. So from here, I'm going to posture on my hands, post out with my leg. This knee drives right center line into his solar plexus, and I start to weight him with a knee on belly. Almost everyone will start to push here. As they push here, I dig my underhook. We talked about how important it is, now I actually have it. I grip the back of his collar, and I'm going to take my knee and let my knee slide to the inside of the half guard position. Once I'm here, knees down, now I can go ahead and capture the arm, drive my head to the mat, and take this knee out. Now I can put weight as I drag my leg out, everything's lined up. I let Joe carry my weight until my knee touches his shoulder. Once we touch the shoulder, I turn, and I'm into a good, nice, tight side mount. Both my hands are free, and I can immediately begin to attack. So, that's our week in review. Covered a lot in one motion, attacking the back of the half guard with the heel toe walk, attacking the front of the half guard with the knee slide, and all our mechanics. So there you go. If there's one drill to take away from this weekend, drill that. It encapsulates a lot. Alex and Joe, see you next week.